Trey,
What's a goodie?
how you doing, buddy?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Man, I can't complain.
Another day, another down?
Another day, that's it, man. That's it. Keep it easy. How's your week been?
My week has been good so far.
How was your weekend? Shit, it's Monday.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, my week. My weekend wasn't too bad, man. Really, it was just uneventful work and shit. How about you?
Pretty uneventful. Last weekend, I went to a barbecue with my sisters.
Oh, yeah?
So that was really cool.
What was that like?
With them. It was cool. It was at my sister and her man's crib. So obviously, like, I was invited. My other sister was invited. And then they had, like, friends of theirs that they invited. We all just, like, chilled outside. They had a bunch of food and stuff. There was music playing. So it was pretty cool. Be able to chill with them, interact with them, talk to them, play a little bit of beer pong. So that was cool.
You played beer pong?
Yeah.
I haven't played that in years, man.
Me and shout out Bob. That's my sister's boyfriend. We're undefeated. But then we lost, unfortunately.
Like the last round or something?
Now, I mean, we only played one game, but they've been having this barbecue for years.
Oh,
they call it
okay.
they call it like the bar opening because they have a bar.
Oh.
And it's like the first time it's open.
For like the summer or something like that?
Exactly.
Oh,
They
so
have a
each
little
summer
game.
y'all do a
Yeah,
bar
yeah,
opening.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And I'm assuming then you guys play beer pong.
Yeah.
So each beer pong, you guys have won.
We've been the champions.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately,
so
this time-
this time,
This time we, you know what I mean?
you can't win the ball, man.
I believe that I ain't gonna lie, I was a little sauce. I think if I was closer to being sober, I would have.
Been on
Yeah,
point,
type
on
shit.
point.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Like my shots were just like it was off. I mean, it's beer pong. What do you expect? My shots were a little off, but I was more sauce than usual. So I was
Didn't
like,
you also win the CAC, you and Dean, or was that?
Yeah.
You guys also.
Okay,
won that
we
one
low
too?
key. I mean, listen, bro. I'm just saying. Nigga, all I know is win. You feel me? It's just no matter who my partner is, you know. So
Oh,
every once in a while, you take an L. It's what it is. But, like,
Yeah, it comes with the territory.
Come back.
You can't win a ball.
next time, finna win. With Dean, you already know what it is. Finna win. Crazy enough, my damn. I want to show you this. One of my lock screens is of me and Dean from that night.
Was it like the recording?
Is this
Yes,
one?
the recording. That's a great picture.
Yo, this is a great photo. I don't think y'all probably can't see. I'll try to put the picture up or something. Me and the Brody, bro.
He's like behind you, like watching.
He's watching, bro. He's watching, bro. Also, like coach player type shit.
Yeah. Last time I played, I believe it was CSC. Of course, we lost. We came second, I think. And then the one before that, I won. So I guess I'm like batting 500 in a way.
Fair enough. One for
We'll-
one.
We'll
type shit.
see. We'll see what the next game has in store.
Yeah,
But
that
you
was-
want to get to the question of the day.
Yeah. Question of the day is: would you rather be in a relationship with someone who is a perfect match for you in every way, but they die suddenly 25 years into your relationship, or spend your entire life with someone who is just okay?
Does just okay love me?
Man, I guess. I'm thinking if she's okay. I mean, she probably fuck with you, but maybe not like
She probably won't go out of her way to do everything that the first person might.
type shit. Yeah, like there's definitely for someone who's perfect in every way to someone who's just okay. There's noticeable differences.
Yeah.
So like you could,
I feel like it might be so different. It's night and day.
it probably will be night and day. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say this: she's not gonna cheat on you or nothing. She's still gonna be loyal to
Yeah,
you.
of course. I
But
would
it's
expect
just
that
she
much.
just okay. It's just okay. Like if someone's like, "Yo, how's your relationship?" I'm like, it's alright.
It's all right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's okay.
It's alright. I mean, I ain't mad, but I ain't happy.
25 years. So I'm in now. I have her until I'm like 50.
To your 50,
Yeah.
or I guess now you're 24, so 49.
49.
You got to 49, and after that, you gotta
That's rough, bro.
yeah, type shit.
Essentially, I don't have my person for.
You got it for right now.
Yeah, I guess.
At this point, it actually might be a benefit just wait until you're older to start this.
Exactly.
So it's like maybe when you die, I die too, type shit. It's like let's push this down a little.
Like, we'll meet you a little bit later in life at that point. Yeah, I actually think I might pick the first one.
25 years.
Yeah, I might pick the first
Is
one.
there a
I'd still be hurt because, of course.
Yeah, of course. Especially if she's perfect in every way.
But I see it as I'm gonna lose everybody anyway. Like we all die.
So you wouldn't take someone who's gonna be with you forever? Like you get a girl right now, she would be with you all the way until 80, 85.
That's true, but she's just okay.
Yeah, that's true. But she with you the whole time though.
I think I would need to know more than just what the okay is. Like
how much she loves you.
yeah, like am I just gonna be unhappy at times in my relationship? Like I just want to be away from you because it's
Probably. Yeah. If it's just okay, probably. Because I feel like everything, I could be wrong. But if you just think about your life, things that have just been okay in your life, whether it's been people or just like things, games, anything. Typically, you kind of get tired of it, so you're like, all right, I need a little break. Like this, all right, you know.
Yeah.
Or also, when I think of okay, I think of the term like I could take it or leave it. Like if I really want something, I'm like, yeah. If I'm like, I can take it or leave it. It's okay.
So that means you can take it or leave this woman.
Type shit.
And
Like,
is that enough to be in a relationship with Shorty then at that point?
I mean, I don't think I personally do not think it's smart to do so, but some people.
But what's your answer? Like, what would you choose?
I'm picking the 25 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just playing devil's advocate, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm picking the 25 years. I'm with you.
All right, what's your reason for the 25? What's your reason for that?
Because at least I get a girl who's perfect in every way. Even though it's for a finite period, I'm going to just enjoy this 25
I know
years.
she's going to love me as much as I love her. That's because like with the just okay, it's like I know I'm going to love you. But you're just going to be...
And on top of that, like perfect in every way. That means she is going to do everything that I would like.
You meet all the
Or
standards.
you meet all the standards. Compared to a girl that's just okay. I mean, she's going to meet some of your standards. I'm assuming in this she's like loyal, is not going to cheat on you.
Yeah, I'm assuming
But
the main ones, she's loyal. She's not going to cheat.
Yeah.
But I feel the one thing men want is appreciation, and you might not get that with the okay shorty, but you'll probably get that more with,
of course,
the perfect shorty.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think I'd probably have to pick the 25, man.
I'd have to pick the 20, even though I know it would suck that they're going to die suddenly in 25 years. But if I knew that, then I'm just timing it. So, like, if let's say this was real, and, like, because I made that snap of a finger, I got a girl all of a sudden, 25 years, I'm just now mental note. I'm like, okay, I got you too.
So you think...
I'll be 24. I'll be 24 soon. So let's just say I'm already 24. I'll be like, all right, I got you to 2049.
49, essentially, yeah.
And we're just gonna enjoy this.
Enjoy it until that day comes.
Would
you get in a relationship after?
I think it would depend how my life is, but probably.
Yeah.
I think I would. Because you gotta think about it too. I'm 49. I'm still going, you know what I mean? Like,
I ain't saying you can't play the field, but I'm talking about like a relationship. Like settle down again.
Honestly, I think I would.
Yeah.
I think it'll take a little bit. Don't get me wrong. Even though I know when she's going to die, I still need time to grieve. But I think eventually I would probably. Because other than that, you're really just alone. Because even if you got kids, especially like looking at my parents now, like, but we all gone. So it's like, yeah, you have kids, but all your kids, especially if they're grown, they all got,
Yeah, of course. They have their own life.
They now starting their own family. They now building their own.
Yeah.
So I would just be alone then. That's kind of rough. And I think I'd be cool for a while because I ain't got no problem being alone. Mm-hmm. But I think as I get older, I'll probably eventually going to want somebody. So I'll probably try to find another. She ain't never going to be like the first shorty, of course.
Yeah. She's perfect.
But
the first shorty's perfect.
Would you?
Nah.
You just be single forever?
Yeah. That's not saying I wouldn't go out and get girls though.
You just be bagging hoes?
Yeah. I wouldn't get in another relationship. I'd still get mine, but I just wouldn't get in serious. Because and it's genuinely the truth. It's kind of like when you go to first class, you don't want to go back to the economy. No woman would ever compare to that woman that I once had.
Of course.
Okay? So there's always going to be something in me lacking whenever any woman comes around trying to like replace that. In my eyes, or at least in my heart, I could never replace that. So I would never try to put another woman in those shoes in the first place.
But the thing is, I think you're
trying to at least get my sexual urges filled. But it wouldn't be as imperative for me to be with someone in that way anymore.
Well, maybe try not to look at it as replacing, because you can never truly replace something. Because everything is one of one.
True. Yeah.
So just look at it as what I once had is gone. she could still give you some things that your ex kind of gave you, but she's not her, of course. But still be happy with what she gives you because she could still be a good woman. She might not be perfect in every way, but she might be better than just okay. You know what I mean? You might could get like in between.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And at least that way you're not.
I guess if you're gonna put it like that, it'd have to be circumstance or a case by case basis for me at that point. Then, like I need to know what kind of women I'm meeting in order for me to do something like that in the first place. Because I don't believe you're gonna get that from the average girl these days.
And now at that point, it takes time to find. You would kind of have to play the field against. So like, it would just take time to find somebody that you feel kind of fits their shoes. I would say this though: if this does happen right now, this would probably be one of like the few scenarios where I would just have kids now.
Oh hell yeah, bro! Because I want them.
Because I want them to grow up.
If I know 25 years, bro, I'm gonna lose the love of my wife, and they're gonna lose their mom. Yeah,
I would just start now.
Yeah, I'd struggle through it. I know I would be.
Shit, yeah.
I know I would be like financially stable, like I perfectly want to.
Everyone be eating ramen. It'd be a rough time.
I'd still do it though. I'm like, yo, listen, yeah, we're having kids. Like we're having.
That's just what it is.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there, but that completely makes sense. It's like you wanna grow together at that point.
And I would want them to see their moms and grow with their moms.
Exactly. Now, I do have a thought with this real quick. So, it's guaranteed that y'all stay together for 25 years, she dies. What if you were to break up with Shorty? I know she's your perfect girl, but to save her life, you broke up with her. Do you think that then breaks said thing or she still dies in 25 years? Like, regardless of whether y'all still together.
Honestly, I don't know. I would think regardless, I guess she passed.
She passed.
I mean, it'd be wild if you broke up with her and then she kind of lives. But the question is, would you do that? Or would you just be selfish?
Because that was my thought. What if I could save her life in that sense? She would, of course, hate me because she would think you're destroying the family.
You know this,
but I'm doing this because
this might sound foul, but if she's so perfect, I think I would rather her pass than like have her hate me. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that will hurt. I feel like that will hurt even more.
But wouldn't you see as you're saving someone that you love? They hate you. They hate you so much because, of course, you're breaking up the perfect relationship. However, you know deep down that if you stay with them, it would kill them. So because you love her so much and you want to protect her, you're like, I gotta separate.
You know, that's very true. And that's hard because it's someone you love, so I probably would. But I also think, too, either way, the kid's going to be affected. But like,
oh, hell yeah.
What if y'all break up and then she start talking bad about you to the kids? Now, not only do you hate me, now my kids hate me. I can't have both. So how do I eliminate it? Listen, baby, we just stay together. Unfortunately, you pass. Unfortunately, you pass, and then me and the kids would just agree together. And we just like go on. Because I also personally, I think I'd be so hurt if she's still alive and I know I can't have her. And she's perfect and all, and now like we got beef and stuff. I think that might hurt me more.
I think
because I could still see the flat, and then if she get another nigga, bro, I can't take that type of pressure, bro. That's a lot for your boy. So at that point, I might just. You know what I mean? Like, listen, man.
Yeah, this really shows men are possessive creatures, bro. We don't want anybody else messing with your girl. You're very possessive. You're like, yo, that's mine. Nobody else.
Nobody else is not, bro. Like a fucking little kid. Nobody else, nigga. This shit my toy.
Wow, that is funny. That is funny, man. All right, fair enough, man. Moving on. Is there anything as a man that bothers you in Western society today, personally?
Anything as a man that bothers me in Western society.
You want to go first? Or?
No, you got it. You got it.
The acceptance of promiscuity and cheating. I think that's just ridiculous. And
you don't think that's healthy?
No. I don't think anyone should think that's healthy, bro. Like the fact that we've made it so it's just a regular thing now, and it's assumed that everyone's cheating is just disgusting to me. I think that's just sad.
You ever see the video? And now, I'm not sure if he was being sarcastic or not. It seemed like he was being serious. It was on a podcast, but I could be 100% wrong. Shit, I hope I am. But he was saying, the dude said he can't be boys with you if you don't cheat.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was like, yeah,
I hope he's. I hope he is. I
He
hope
was
he is
like-
joking. That is wild.
Yeah. I hope he was joking too. 'Cause I saw that and I was like, bro, what are we
Yeah.
what are we doing here? And his reason was because like, if you don't cheat but he does, he's now afraid that you gonna tell his girl that he cheating.
Oh, okay. So I understand his point. It's just bringing you down to his moral level. He just doesn't want anyone to be on a higher moral standing than he is because if you're muddy, then he's muddy too. So then
So
both
now
of y'all
exactly,
can be.
if you both cheating, now you not going
Yeah,
because you doing the same thing he do.
Yeah. That's
But
kind of like
I
rolling with
s-
yes men.
Yeah, but I still think that's a wild statement.
No, yeah, I wouldn't. And you know what? I think it's perfectly fine for him to make a statement like that because I wouldn't roll with the type of person who has that mindset in the first place. So, as egregious as it might sound, I'd be personally happy with people going around saying shit like that because I know to stay away from you.
That's
Because at least you're telling me that you do this kind of activity. I'm like, well, I'm not going to associate with that, so I'm just going.
you're showing me your character.
Yeah, essentially, you know. So that's one of the things, personally, in Western society, I don't believe is a good thing, and it really messes up a lot of relationships, of course.
Well, yeah, it's quite destructive. I think it's one of the single most destructive things out there in a relationship. Did you have any more?
I probably did. I have to think of them though.
That's fair. Mine would be probably not necessarily the acceptance, but more just how like partying and doing drugs and alcohol is just like pushed in like a positive light.
Especially when you go to college.
Yeah.
It's like expected. That's what you're supposed to do.
Like, of course, we party every once in a while. Not often, but we do it every once in a while. Me and you really don't drink. We're like socially drinkers. It's just something we don't do. But the amount of times I've had someone offer me a drink, and I'm like, nah, I don't drink. And then they look at me like
You're crazy, bro.
yeah, like I got a
two
problem or something. Like there's something wrong with me. And I'm like,
Yeah,
you don't understand how bad drinking is for your body.
It's poison.
It's literally poison.
You're putting poison.
That's
in
why it
yourself.
tastes a certain way.
Literally, yeah.
It's literally poison. It's not good for your body. It messes up your organs. It's highly addictive. But yeah, we live in a society where I feel like it's pushed. I've had girls try to press me over not drinking, trying to get me to drink. Like, and it's pushed. And whenever you're like, nah, I don't drink, they just think you're weird. And that'd be my main problem. I feel like with like Western society,
I'd say
or one of my problems, I should say.
another problem I have, which is I agree that's a big problem we have. This push to make men women and women men.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it's insane to me that we can't figure out that we're different, we're not the same.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we're better than one another. It just means each of us have different characteristics, and that we should both be uplifted and not tear one down to build the other one up.
Yeah.
You know, I believe it's confusing so many young people.
Well,
these
they
days.
take us being different for not being equal.
Yeah.
And that's like the problem they fight. It's like, yo, we're not equal. That has nothing to do with like us not being. We're different creatures,
And that's
because of that,
perfectly fine.
we both play by different rules.
Exactly.
And there's double standards for men that don't apply to women, and vice versa. Double standards for women that don't apply
And
to
there's
men.
double standards that benefit women, but there's also double standards that benefit men, and vice versa. It's just how it is. It's how it is. But it's messing up both sides because it's making men more sissy in a way, they're just pussy, and it's making women more masculine, which makes them more unattractive, and they become the men that they're looking for. So then they can't find good men.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, and then you don't get the strong men that create a weak society. It's just like, there's a reason we have so many problems today in society. And I believe a lot of it has to do with young guys and older guys not knowing how to be masculine, and women not knowing how to follow, not knowing when to let a man lead, and men not knowing how to lead in the first place.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But I think that's just that's essentially the agenda's pushed. I believe that's kind of what they.
Yeah.
That's their goal.
That's what the media pushes these days.
That's their goal, and unfortunately, it's working.
Yeah.
Like we're kind of getting to that.
The thing is about it, propaganda truly is a true thing, and people will follow whatever they're gonna follow, you know. And if you throw it in their faces enough times, you show it in their media enough times, that's what's going to come to fruition. You want to change a society, you go to the women. Women change societies because they're followers. So they're going to follow what is the popular thing to do. And, of course, ladies have more of a hive mind mentality where they want to be liked by the ladies. So that's what they're going to do. And of course, men like the ladies, so we're going to follow them because we want to get what, of course, us men want to get.
But I also think too, like, as men, as you try to follow these ladies and do what they're trying to say to do, and you realize it's not working for you, why do you continue to go down that path?
A lot of men aren't smart enough not to stop.
It's kind
They
of
don't know that's not the way it's supposed
It's
to go.
like the definition of insanity. It's
You're
doing the same thing,
over and
expecting
over.
different results.
Over and over.
So like if she's saying this and you're doing all that, but you're not getting what you want, why not just do the opposite?
Mm-hmm.
And see, and I'm not even saying do the opposite is going to work, but at least see if it does work. Because of that, like, why continue doing the same thing if you know, you know what I'm saying?
Programming, man. You gotta understand. A lot of us have been seeing this shit for years. I mean, I myself, it's something I've struggled with. Growing up on the whole Disney romances, thinking that women were perfect.
Yeah.
18-year-old me thought women were perfect. They could do no wrong. They were just these gorgeous creatures that looked beautiful all the time. And then I grew up. Needless to say, that's not the case. No one's perfect. Men or women alike. That's just how it is.
God.
And I had to change. I had to be like, okay, well, this is just the reality of the situation. We're supposed to be the leaders. They are supposed to be the followers. And that's not to diminish them or to uplift us. It's not the way it is, but that's just how God intended it to be. And in our societies, for some reason, we decided to make both men women and women men, which is that's not how things work.
No.
At least in my mind, that's not how things work. Now, I know that's how my society's accepted things, but the way I see it, that's just like, I don't accept it that way.
Not a fan.
No, I'm not a fan. I don't subscribe to that ideology personally. Okay. Oh, what time do we have? Damn, only 23 minutes.
Yeah, we're early.
Hell early. So, should you protect women in society that you don't know? I've been seeing this a lot lately, where there was a conversation between Cam Newton and Charleston White, I think.
Yeah.
Just about protecting women in society. I believe Cam was more on the side of if he saw a woman getting attacked, he would. And the other guy was like, nah, it's none of my business. I'm not getting involved. Do you have a particular opinion on that? Would you get involved if you see, I guess, a woman getting attacked or in a fight or something's going on outside in the real world that you're not related to, you have no romantic thing with, nothing, just a stranger? She just happens to be of the opposite sex, of course.
Honestly, I think I might. I think some of it depends, without a doubt. I feel like if it's a girl on girl, I'm more likely to keep it pushing because I feel like this is just even playing grounds at this point.
Even playing grounds.
You know what I'm saying? It's female versus female. In terms of like if it's a male beating up on a female, I think in that situation I'm more likely to jump in. But to be honest, I'm still quite weary because like, what if I jump in and like this nigga pulls out a gun or something? You know, because now I'm also putting my life in danger for a random girl who I know. Now, obviously, if you are my girl or a female that I think quite highly of, then no matter who attacks you, I'm gonna like hop in. Like, you know, if like moms or like my sister got into a fight, I wouldn't just be like, damn, okay.
Yeah, take
Like,
care.
like yeah, like I would hop in regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like just a random girl, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I probably would think twice.
Interesting.
Because I also think about my safety as well.
Of course. Yeah. Definitely. I'm personally gonna have to agree with you. I don't think I'd think twice. I just wouldn't get involved at all.
You just keep walking.
Yeah. And the reason being is women did this to themselves. They've liberated themselves from us. They say they're strong and independent. So I see them as men. You're just as equal as we are. So if I see two guys fighting, or if I see a man and a woman fighting, I'm not going to run in there trying to protect the man. So if I see a woman fighting, I'm not going to get involved.
You just don't let it rock?
Yeah, which means it's your own thing. Now, like you said, if it's my girl, if it's my mom, my sister, auntie, grandma, okay, you're related to me or I love you, I will get involved. However, anybody else, I'm not doing that for.
So if you just saw a shorty on the street getting jumped,
No.
you just keep it pushing?
Yeah. I might watch. Like, damn, give it to him. All right, man, take care.
That's wild.
Just keep it pushing. It's like it's just something that happened, like a car crash. It's just something that happened. I'm not
It
going.
is what it is.
I'm not going to get involved. I'm not going to do that because my mom wants me to come home. My girl loves me and would like me to have kids with her one day. Like, if I die protecting you, what happened to me? What happens to the family that I got to take care of? I've done seen too many men. And you know what? I respect them for it because this is how I believe society should have been. Try to protect women they don't know. Either lost their life, gotten no type of thanks and congratulations for it, or have been arrested themselves for getting involved. There was a woman who was being robbed, mugged. A man protected her, pulled out his gun, and shot the pursuer or the suspect. He went to jail.
Really?
Yeah. And she was like, he didn't need to get involved. What the fuck? What do you mean you were just being robbed? And he tried to help you, and now you're going to say he didn't need to do it that way? So you see shit like that, why should I go help? There's no appreciation for it. There's no thank you. I don't get an award. There's no pat on my back.
You wouldn't
I just get a fucking coffin or a cell.
You wouldn't just feel good like a good Samaritan?
Oh, fuck that. Good Samaritan, my ass.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not in 2024.
You wouldn't feel good?
Nah, I feel better at home with my family, knowing my mother knows that I'm safe and okay. My boys know I'm alive and well. And I'm able to go to work and whatever else I got to do as a man to take care of my family tomorrow morning. Not a lot of people get to do that because they go out running trying to be a savior. Don't be savior, man. Be savior to those that you want to protect, that you love. But not in this society that we have. People don't care about you.
If society was different, would you help?
Yes. And that's the thing. I believe it should be that way, but it's not. That's not the morals we have anymore. We don't have those morals. So until we gain those morals back, I will not put my life in danger for people I don't know, men or women.
Do you think we'll ever gain those morals back?
Nah, not right now at least.
What you mean by now?
I think generations have to die out first.
Which generations? Ours?
Yeah. Or the generation before us or whoever. Like it needs to come out the blood. It needs to come out our mindset. And the only way
it's hard to do that when generations impact other generations.
No, but here's the thing. The people who might have those mentalities aren't having children. So what happens when they die out?
They might not be having children, but they're making videos about it and posting it.
Yeah, but you got to understand, not everyone has those faiths, Tyler. And the people who do have those faiths are instilling that into their children, and their kids are coming up with it. Like, I'm not going to believe that BS.
But I guess what I'm saying is, I understand where you're coming from, but I feel like with social media and how technology is, and seeing how young kids are, who have like iPhones, iPads, all this social media account stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Even though your parents might be telling you one thing, you could still go on like YouTube or on TikTok and see other people talking about. When you're young, your brain is just so malleable.
Of course.
So there's definitely a chance that your kid, even though you're telling them one thing, if you might not monitor them online, they are now being fed a whole different narrative that you can't control whether or not they change their mind about it.
And that is one of the difficulties of being a parent, but that's just why you have to be vigilant as a parent. You ask yourself how you as a young man were able to come out the way you were. Your parents were vigilant with you. They stayed on top of you. They made sure you were doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you do that, then
But I guess my problem is I don't think there's a lot of parents aren't like that.
I understand, Tyler. That's what I'm saying. The generations have to die out. I'm not saying this is going to be over the next 5 years, bro.
I understand.
Generations.
But I still feel like even with generations dying out, each generation impacts So like the stuff that we're making and talking about, Generation Alpha, I think that's what they're called, the one after us. We're kind of making it for them, and they're seeing certain shit.
Yeah,
so when they grow up,
but the thing is, you're thinking more along the lines of the generations after us and after us. I'm thinking more along the lines of generations down the line. So there are generations that came before us that you, of course, never got to meet because they died out before you. But they probably had thought processes and such that aren't similar to the way we believe now, because those ways of living aren't the same anymore. We used to use, I'm not sure if this was like the thing in America, but like they used to like sacrifice people and shit. Of course, as the generations went on, that doesn't happen anymore. Like we don't think like that. We have medical research and shit, so we know certain diseases and how things are. Older generations didn't have things like that. So as things go along, as the world becomes more modern, as things change, I believe that these generations, things will die out. Information will be lost because that's just how things go. But over time, it'll heal itself. That's what I think. I don't know if it's going to happen, though.
I don't know, man. I think I understand 100% where you're coming from, but I think it's gonna be rough, especially with technology. I think that's the one difference between now and back then is we have videos.
It's a major factor.
Our videos now are gonna last forever. Back then, when they were sacrificing people as goats and shit like that, they ain't really have technology like that. Not at least not as advanced as like we do now.
Course, yeah.
You know, we're right now on the verge of doing like artificial intelligence and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which is like wild. So I think that would be the only thing that's, because we all know as time goes on, technology is going to get even more advanced. We're not going to go in the opposite direction. We're way past that.
Yeah,
So it's just going to keep
Pandora's box has been opened.
Yeah, it's keep going to get more developed and developed and developed and developed. And I think because of that, a lot of the customs we have now is going to stay around for a lot longer. I think also technology is a good way to like brainwash people and get people captive. It's a dopamine rush. That's why they want you on all these sites. It's a good way to kind of just keep you there scrolling. You know, it's kind of like with TikTok and stuff like that.
But wouldn't you say as technology grows and expands, we become more wary of it, so we put a cap on it? And I'm not saying we're going to put a cap on its research and its development, but more along the lines of how it affects us as a society.
I don't think so.
Like
because if the government makes certain laws, you gotta abide by it. For instance, I'm not sure if this is still a real thing. I've heard this a while ago, but like by 2025, 2026, they want just electric cars.
Okay.
If the government says this is what we doing, you have no choice but to abide.
The government serves the people, so no, it's not how that works.
How?
Well, why does the government exist? It's there for the people.
Yeah, exactly.
We put them in power. So if we don't want something to happen, it's not going to take place. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, there are certain things that the government can push through, i.e. with the whole, like, when COVID was a thing, everyone had to take, like, the shots and shit. Of course, there were people who still said no. But on average, everyone usually had to, like, abide by it. Yes, true. If they were to be like, yo, slavery's a thing tomorrow, that's not going to take place.
Well, what I would think...
I know that's...
that's quite
drastic, but that's just to show you if we as a people were to stand up like we're not going to accept this, there's only so much the government itself can do.
Yeah, but I still don't think we as a people, I don't think majority of people are going to be like, no, we're not going to do this. Even
be surprised depending on what we're talking about. You would be surprised.
I don't know, man. 'Cause I think also I look at COVID. I know COVID was a huge thing. It was, you know what I mean? But they put restrictions. They wouldn't even let us go back to school. Hartford was like, yo, you're not coming back unless you get the shot.
Yeah, that's just because the government was like,
so
yeah,
it's
you gotta do it.
So you had, at that point, you really had no choice. Yes, you could have said no.
But you gotta think about who you're strong arming here, Tyler. You're talking about kids. We don't have no power. That's not the demographic of that's not the demographic that would do the power in the first place.
They were doing that to adults. You couldn't work at a hospital. You an adult. I work with adults. You couldn't work at the hospital unless you had the COVID shot. And if you didn't get the COVID shot,
that is true.
You're cooked.
And a lot of people left their work because they weren't going to do that, Tyler. And then they still end up coming back to work now without having to take the shot.
Yes, but it's kind of like a risk they took. The government allowed people to kind of just like, all right, cool, you don't have to come back, fine. Yeah. But majority of the people, I felt like stayed. Majority of the people just abided by.
And I believe personally that it's because that wasn't a hot button topic for them wherein they needed to stand on this. I think as a society during that time, we all understood this is a pandemic. You kind of need to be safe. So we're just going to listen to the government in this regard because, like, well, no, you see the amount of deaths that were taking place because of it. The amount of publicity itself was getting on air, and they made it quite serious at the time. So you kind of had to take it seriously. You didn't know what you're kind of going through.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. That makes a lot of sense. I still think, though, just as I think if the government wants to push an agenda or do something, regardless of if the people are upset about it, if they want to do it, they will do it, and they have the power to do it. Because at the end of the day, they are the government. They kind of damn near control everything. I understand we have a vote and all that other good stuff, but like, if tomorrow they were like, everyone loses their jobs and we're going to replace you with AI, everyone's going to be pissed. But if they start rolling shit out, you kind of gotta. What are you going to do?
Ask yourself this question: what power does? Okay, who truly holds the power? You're saying it's the government. Okay, who enforces the laws?
The government.
No, it's the police.
Okay.
The police.
But they work for.
Exactly. Now, who are the police? Regular citizens. Regular people.
But you're telling me the government can't buy them out? You're telling me the government can't be like, listen, I can make sure you and your family is straight for the rest of your life.
How many people are you going to do that to, Tyler, to control an entire country?
I think.
How many people do you have to do that to?
But I think if the government lays out what they about to do, and you could be like, listen, you can either choose to live like this, or I'm gonna set your family straight forever. You don't got to worry about nothing. Just enforce the rules. I think believe it or not, I think there's a lot of people out there, at least in cops and stuff, who would give in to that. Because they're going to you got to think about your family at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay. I hear what you're saying. And they could come to, I don't know, a decent majority of the population and bring that to them. But here's the thing. There are not enough police officers in the United States of America to govern all that if they were to make an unpopular law that would bring some kind of an uprising in the country.
I think they'd be fine. I mean, they also have the military.
But even the military still serves the people. You got to think
there's
there's still loved ones that are in the military that serve the people.
I understand that,
So
but
if
if
you
you
get
tell
something unpopular enough,
everybody,
bro.
listen, I got you. Stop playing, I got you. You ain't got to worry. We going to roll this out. We think it's going to be for the betterment of the people. And I know it's a little rough now. I know no one's upset, but listen, you ain't got to worry. I got you. You know
That's
what I'm
not
saying?
what yeah.
I'm going to make sure you and your family straight.
And how many people you got to do that for? 500,000? A million?
Okay.
That's a lot of people, Tyler.
That's fine, but if
How are they really going to be safe?
you do that to get what you do that to get what you want.
That's not how
do that to
politics
get what you
works.
want.
That's just not how. That's unrealistic.
I don't think so.
I think it is. The organizing of all that would just be impossible.
I don't think it'd be. I think impossible is a strong word. Nothing's impossible. I think
some things are impossible.
I don't think
some things are impossible.
Okay, yeah, maybe a guy giving birth. Sure, I'll give you that. But
so that nothing's not impossible.
But there's a lot of things that aren't impossible that people say is impossible.
I think this is one of those things.
I don't think so. I truly believe. I truly believe the government has so much control that if they really wanted to kind of, they could at any moment.
I think you're giving the government more control than they actually have.
I don't know.
By that thought process alone, you're giving the government control. They already won.
Fair enough. They have won. You're right. We're cooked. We are cooked, bro. We're done.
All right. It just kind of goes into the whole black role models question again. What do you think about our black role models out there?
They're horrible. Okay, maybe not all of them. That's fine.
Yes, yeah.
They all's trash. Nah.
They definitely could be better.
I just think it's rough because specifically in the black community, we just I feel like we idolize the wrong people. We idolize rappers. There's nothing wrong with idolizing athletes, but not everyone can be a athlete.
And it's not realistic for everybody.
Yeah. And I feel like
if you really see the percentages of players or people who are the best of the best, it's quite small.
It's very slim. But at least I can say this. Idolizing an athlete, at least they're doing something positive.
True. True.
Majority of the time, obviously not all athletes, but majority of the time, especially the known athletes like a LeBron or I heard Michael Jordan was an asshole, but Michael Jordan or like a Patrick Mahomes or something like that, Lamar Jackson, they are definitely doing something positive with their time. I think rappers is unfortunate because I like music and I've even made music, but it is unfortunate just mainly because of what rappers talk about, and then young kids listen to that. They just
very big influence.
They just think it's cool. And I remember talking about this on a past episode of there was this video of these three little boys. They were young, between the ages of probably 5 and 7.
Single digits.
Yeah, and they were all they all had a Nerf gun bullet. And they were all pretending like it was like weed, and they're like smoking it and like passing it. And they're like, "Yo, why you holding it for so long, bro? Pass it, pass it." And it's like,
That's not good.
where kids that young
They-
don't understand, so they're mimicking something that they saw,
They emulate what they see. Yeah.
and like that's just rough.
Nah, no. I would, me personally, as a young man coming up, I'm becoming more conscious of this, and I would just like the people we uplift as black people, the people who we make famous because we follow them and we think they're cool and all that, the celebrities. I would just like them to carry themselves in a manner because that's respectful, because they have so much influence. So you truly have to carry yourself in a different way because you have so many eyes on you.
Well, I think also, I would say this: I don't think they even know how much influence they have. Some people do, but I don't think they all realize how much influence they have. And an example I would use is
that might be the case.
I'm actually gonna use kind of Future as an example, and the reason why is because Future and Juice WRLD, they made an album together, but like Juice WRLD like told Future basically like, you're the reason why like I was like sipping lean and doing shit. And Future was kind of like, damn, like I ain't know I mean, I ain't know that my music was. You're the reason why you thought it was cool to take a perky or whatever. Yeah. So I think it shows to not all, but to a certain extent, they don't realize the power or platform that they have or the impact that they have on such a young.
And you know that's a fair assessment, but I guess after a while of living that kind of life, you have to understand it, because I'm sure other famous people have come across similar standpoints where maybe a fan or someone's come up to them and is like, "You're the reason I've started doing this." I would like that to be, if someone comes up to you saying that, it's just for something positive.
Yeah,
you know?
Ideally.
Like, you're the reason I started going to the gym. You're the reason I started going out trying to be more social. You're the reason I started trying to better myself in some kind of way, instead of, I guess, pushing these narratives of sex, drugs, gangbanging, promiscuity. It's just the secular things in life, the materialistic things in life, the cars, all that shit that you can't really take with you when you die anyway, that really all just pleasures just for the short term.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking about your family, the people who you love, trying to instill good morals in your kids and all those types of stuff. I just think those should be more pushed in our community, and it's not. And that's one of the reasons why so many of us are broken.
Well, I feel like, too, also us as human love pleasure. That's what we like. It's hard not to. Pleasure is something that's enjoyable. It's something that you truly, truly like. So, to a certain extent, it's kind of hard to push like discipline and like being on top of your shit and staying focused. Why? Because like none of that is enjoyable in the moment. And a lot of people today, I feel like, really want instant gratification.
Yeah, because a lot of people today aren't religious. That's why.
Oh yeah, well they took God out of schools and a lot of things, you know. But it's hard to push that, you know. I pull up in a Lamborghini, everyone's like, "Damn, that looks so cool. That's awesome. That's awesome." But like if I tell people, "Hey, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning to go to the gym," they're going, "Damn, that's rough." Like I ain't going. I don't really want to.
That's what it took to get the Lamborghini.
Exactly, and I think also a lot of people, they just see the end result, not the whole thing.
And they also don't see what it is like to maintain those kinds of lifestyles.
Yeah.
The stress that comes with those kinds of lifestyles. Being that nigga is not easy.
Wow.
There's a lot of stress that comes with that.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people are calling you, asking you for shit that you might not want to answer those phone calls, but you got to because you're him.
For sure. For sure.
It's just the reality of the situation, you know.
Yeah. But I feel like in the black community, what's pushed a lot is just instant gratification. Having lack of money. So when you see people walking around with a lot of money, you think that's cool. Why? Because you ain't never had it before. See people walking around in a Lamborghini. Why? Because you ain't never had nothing like that before. You know, you see these rappers or whoever with a whole bunch of pretty, beautiful women.
And a whole bunch of chains on the neck.
You want that. Because it looks nice, because you want what comes with it, but you don't truly know what comes with it.
You don't know what it takes to get it.
Exactly. And I think it's also unfortunate, too, is I feel like, too, in the black community, we put down men who, like, work 9 to 5s.
Bruh, and and
We
it's
put
just
down,
regular blue collar
Yeah,
jobs.
we put down like working men.
I saw a woman say that she wouldn't date a fucking bus driver.
Yeah.
She wouldn't date a bus driver or a
bruh,
truck driver.
there's
I'm
this
like, yo,
one-
truck drivers are like the reason the infrastructure still keeps going these days.
Bro, a woman said, I've seen multiple. I saw one said, a woman said wouldn't date a dude who's making $100,000,
Which
even
is
if he's
wild.
working 9 to 5. He's working a 9 to 5, making $100,000. She said, I won't date him because I don't want to date a dude working a 9 to 5.
That's insane.
Even though he's breaking in 100,000.
Stable job.
I also thought, heard a woman say, I would never date a dude who like, what is that called? Like the trash man. Like the guy who like
Garbage
man or whatever, yeah.
Just collect garbage,
She went, but apparently
they make
they
decent money.
make bank.
Yeah, of course.
Apparently they making money. But she was like, yeah, I wouldn't date a guy who's like a garbage man or a trash man or works for the. I'm like, damn, but he's making money though. He can still provide for you.
It's foolishness.
But you wouldn't because he works a 9 to 5 because he works a normal job.
The thing about women, they focus on status.
Yeah.
The what women have in this world is that their man is cool. I learned that shit from Patrice O'Neal. What women have, I can say, my man has this. He does this for a living. Oh my God, because that's what they like to talk. They like to talk. So the thing about them, if you don't have that kind of a job that they can brag about, oh my husband's the CEO of this Fortune 500 company. Oh, he's a doctor. Oh, he's a lawyer. My husband's a garbage man is not going to come off good for them. It's not going, when they go talk to their girlfriends and shit, it's just not going to sound well. Yeah. Regardless of how much money he's making. He couldn't be a garbage man making $500,000. They wouldn't be fucking because he's a garbage man. They're not focused on the amount of, they're just not thinking of it.
It's status.
And it's stupid, but it is the reality of some women these days. Of course, not all of them. I think if you're smart, you'll find a good man that loves and cares about you. But
of course.
Yeah, it is. You think people would think with more logic, but they don't.
Now, what they say, common sense is a common to everybody, man.
Yeah, that is the case, Tyler. That is the case. But seeing as though we are coming to the end of the show, you got any advice?
Do I have any advice?
Facts.
To be honest, no, not really. But what I will say is, damn, this is rough. Do I have any advice?
I can go. I think you should continue to work on yourself as a human being, as cliche as it sounds. Try to be the best possible person for your community. We don't have much community these days. Due to social media, we've kind of lost that sense of knowing your neighbor and such like that. And I think that's quite important. So if you can, continue to work on yourself. Try to be the best possible person you can for your community. Try to be a community leader of some kind. And that's my advice. Try to encourage those out there.
Mine would be probably face your fears. I feel like there's a lot of things that hold us back, and I feel like fear is a huge thing that holds us back. But you don't realize how much you can conquer if you kind of just like look your fear in the eye and kind of go forward. You might surprise yourself. The outcome that you think is going to happen might not even happen, and it could be the complete opposite. It could be something fantastic.
Yeah.
So definitely go for it. Take the risk. So that'll be my advice. Thank y'all for listening. We appreciate you guys tuning in and rocking with us. Thank you so much. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. Just make sure you type NOA Podcast in the search bar. We're typically the first thing that pops up. You can find us on Instagram. That's going to be NOA_podcast. You can find us on TikTok. That's going to be NOA Podcast 1 and NOA Podcast 2. We also have other YouTube channels, NOA Reacts for our reactions, NOA Adventures, which is our vlog page, and NOA Podcast Clips for clips of the podcast if you can't watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Once again, thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all take care.
Have a good one.